Well, me not being the expert when it comes to this new forum of connecting with everybody, I have apparently set this up to where I need to approve people coming in. So bear with me. We'll see how well I do with that. I'm sure not my area of expertise, but I am happy to have people joining me today. And as I have shared, if I can help, but one person a day, that is certainly an exciting opportunity for me. That's what I do in this field. We try to help and offer support to those in need. I always say that our reality is we're all going to need support day in and day out. Even though the toughest of us will say, I've got to make it through. I should be able to handle this. And yet the reality is, again, we all come upon moments, situations that we need support. I don't have all the answers. And I always say the best thing to do is make sure I have that support around me to where if I get stuck, I can indeed reach out and get the support. So welcome. Again, bear with me trying to learn all the systems here. We have gone almost totally telehealth in our offices here in Chino. Serene Pathways counseling this last month, and every day it kind of seems like it's a new adventure. A quick disclaimer: I am a licensed marriage and family therapist. I've been practicing a couple of decades. I've managed group homes, foster homes, school-based counseling program, and various community offices. And nowadays, I just work out of this office here in Chino. But I'm not offering therapy today. This is more of sharing tools, ideas with you all. And I'm happy to answer any questions that might come up. I was indeed challenged by a local realtor, Mitch Stein. Neat individual, very supportive of the community over the last few months. He had started a food drive for those in need to where they pass out the little green bags and they'll actually come and pick them up at your house. So I thought that was really neat and supportive. And when he brought up this idea, I said, again, if I can help one person, I will give it a try. A couple of the points I'm going to be talking about briefly are scheduling, structuring your day. How do I explain this to my kids, as far as what we're going through? Making time to connect, as well as making time for you. All important things. Scheduling the day. Wow, we need some sense of normalcy. Right? Everything has been turned upside down. Our typical days are different now. Right? But some things are not gone from our lives. And that's important to realize and to recognize. And, the reality is for adults, right? Our jobs are either in the house, parenting our kids, or within the community. And sometimes that's a drive away. But for many of us, right, that's been kind of flipped upside down. Working out of our homes, if we're still able to work, and everybody's home. So for kids, right? School is their job, right? It gives them their meaning, as our jobs can give us our meaning. Yet, right up until recently, there was no school, and now, at least with Chino Valley, it's going an hour or two a day. The fact is, think about this, during the week, kids have spent more time in the classroom than they are awake at home, right? They get up in the morning, they have breakfast, but quickly off to school. And what? It starts 7:30, 8, they're there till 2:33, right? That's a good chunk of their day. Hopefully they're only home for a few hours before going to sleep and starting it all over again. And yet, at least for the foreseeable future, right, that appears gone. So now what? Why should learning stop? Right? You and I can't let that happen. We as parents are always a part of that responsibility. Of course, we look to our teachers. They're the ones who are there day in and day out with our kids. But we help in the afternoon. We help in the evening, right? On the weekends, on projects, on homework when they're stuck. Well, that is even more on us now to be there for them. So, what does the structure look like? Well, for the kids now that are able to have that little bit of class time, fantastic. But if it means they can sleep in a little, so be it, right? It has to be up to you. But in general, we don't get enough sleep, either as adults or children, with gaming, computers, all the things they do, as well as ourselves. Some people will say, nah, the joke is, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, we need sleep every day. We need to rest the mind as well as the body. So now the kids are up. Maybe we can even have breakfast together. Can they help? Of course, it has to be age appropriate, but maybe they can help mix the eggs, right? Maybe they can help with pancakes. Whatever is age appropriate and you're comfortable with. What a neat opportunity to come together. Okay? Most of our children, right, have books, right? Whether they're school books or reading books, as well as district access, right, to class assignments. I'm not saying that they have to do as much work as before. Right? You get to decide how much or how little, right? I think if we asked teachers, as I have over time, what's the most important item, if you have extra time? Reading, right? Many teachers will say if you have an extra half hour or hour a day to read every other day, do it. Well, again, that shouldn't stop. We all have books. We all have access to our computers and phones that we can read from. So valuable. Continue that. If nothing else, increase their reading time. Could you imagine starting a family book where maybe we only have 15 minutes, 20 minutes at the end of the day all together? We take turns. We pass the book. Dad reads or mom reads. Son reads, daughter reads. What a wonderful opportunity to not only continue, their learning, but connecting. Things we can do together. We don't have to leave the home, right? Now, if your child is struggling in a particular subject, now's the time to get them that help, right? Typically, right, we say in the school year, oh, they're falling behind and there's only a couple of months left of the school year. Let's put that aside. Let's look at the reality of my son needs help with math. What can we do? Right? There's online tutoring. There is support. There's so many programs, out there now. Take advantage of what's out there. The structure helps everyone. And after school, study, reading time, how about some exercise? I know we can't do all the things out in the community that we did before, whether it was soccer, right, or baseball, gymnastics. Well, many of us have created that in the home. Ha 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 ha. There are opportunities. There are things we can do in our home, in the yard, outside, right? How can we make that happen, right? We want to get our good energy out. I always say when it comes to dealing with what's bothering us, talking about it is number one, writing about it a close second, but the third is that physical exercise of getting out the energy, the physical energy that gets stuck inside of us, which is also emotional energy. So valuable. Household responsibilities. Again, these need to be age appropriate. I'm not saying, we get our 5-year-old up and we say, hey, let's clean the house for an hour, right? But what kind of responsibilities have they had all this time, right? Do they help with their clothes, either putting them in the basket? Do they help with maybe actually doing the wash or folding their clothes or cleaning the room or helping with dishes? Clearly, right? There are plenty of opportunities. Start a garden together, right? Capitalize on the fact that we do have home time. What do I say to my kids during this time?